Okay, Jane, good afternoon. Jane, are you hearing me?
Yes.
Okay. Where did we stop yesterday? I think you are preparing the revenue account. I think we had already prepared the revenue account, right? Okay. So let's now prepare the general statement of profit or loss. General statement of profit or loss. I think the name of this farm, if I am not wrong, was David Wekesa. Let me adjust the camera. David Wekesa. Statement of profit or loss for the year ending 30th October 2019. Our figures are in thousands. Our figures are in thousands. Surplus from crop and livestock. Crop, how much? Yen. How much was the surplus from crop? Again, I don't have the question. Kindly be providing me with the figures. You didn't have the question. Kwani tuliachia wapi?
Format ya revenue account.
Oh, sikubapati. Oh, you sorry. I think nimeanza in the wrong place. Okay, sorry. You see, I deal with so many groups. So sorry. So format for the okay. Do away with that. Okay. I will remember that. Just cancel that and write format for the general income statement. Format for the general income statement. For general income statement. General statement of profit and loss. General statement of profit or loss. So let's call it our farm Shaba Limited. statement of profit or loss for the year ended that surplus from crop and from livestock less expensive we have just the ordinary expenses like depreciation, budgets, audit fee, other expenses. So that we have that once you subtract those expenses, you get the profit before tax. You get the profit before tax. Then you less income tax expense. Profit after tax. Less dividends. You get retained profit for the year. You add retained profit brought down. So that you get retained profit carried down. That is the format of the general statement of profit or loss. Let's now get to the last document, which we are just going to comment. Statement of financial position. Statement of financial position. Statement of financial position. It is used to show the assets, comma, liabilities and capital. Assets, comma, liabilities and capital of an agricultural farm. Of an agricultural farm. Full stop. It is prepared in the same way. It is prepared in the same way as that of an individual, or as that of an ordinary organization, as that of an ordinary organization. Is prepared in the same way as that of an ordinary organization. Full stop. Let's get to November 2020. November 2020. Let's get there. I can't remember which question. Kindly remind me. Kindly check for me if it's which question. I think you had identified it yesterday. November 2020. Question 5, right? In that particular question, you have been given a question about a farm called David Wekesa. And the requirement of the question is that you prepare the statement. The requirement of the question is that you prepare the revenue account, the statement of profit or loss, and the statement of financial position. We are going to start with preparation of the revenue account. We are going to start with preparation of the revenue accounts. And kindly provide me with the figures because actually I don't have the question. I don't have the question with me. And where I can access the question, I'll just give the direction. You give me So revenue account. Details. Crop. Livestock. Details. Crop. Livestock. Are you ready? Jane, are you ready? Okay. Let's start with sales. We have sales of, I think, cattle. How much? Eight 100, right? It goes to livestock. We have sales of growing or sales of dry maize. We have sales of dry maize. How much? That is 6,000. Do we have any other sale? It goes to crop. Do we have any other sale? Do we have any other sale? Do they sell manure or something? Or milk or something? They can sell manure or milk or something. Is there any other sale? Green maize, 11,340. Thank you. 11,340 again goes to crop. Then we put the closing inventory. The closing inventory, we have closing inventory of growing crops. How much? Sorry, the sale of milk and manure. Sorry. The sale of milk and manure. Milk at 27,360, it goes to livestock. Even manure goes to livestock. 3,000. Okay, closing inventory of growing crops. Closing inventory of growing crops. If it's not there, we ignore it. We have closing inventory 2,700. It goes to crop accounts. Then we have fertilizer. How much? 1080. It goes to crop. We have that item of closing inventory is which one? Data fits 1620. Thank you. Data fits 1620. It goes to, of course, livestock. Anything else? Other cattle, 5400. It goes to livestock. It goes to livestock. Dairy cattle, 54,000. I think we are done. I don't think there is any other closing inventory. I don't think there is any other closing inventory. Let's get back to the debit side. Let's get back to the debit side. We start with opening inventory. Of cattle. How much was the opening inventory of cattle? $54,900, right? It goes to livestock. We have opening inventory of what? What else? We also have opening inventory of, apart from growing maize, that 600 goes to crop. Dairy cattle, that 2520, good. Goes to livestock. Fertilizer, 1980. Good. It goes to crop. I think we are done. 1980, sorry. We go to now purchases. Purchases. We have what? Daily cattle, 10 for 40, right? We have fertilizer for maize. Okay, fertilizer for maize. If it is for maize, that 14, that 2160 will go to crop. But the one for napier grass will go to livestock. Fertilizer for napier grass will go to livestock. How much was the fertilizer for napier grass? 4,000. Thank you. It goes to livestock. What else? Maize seeds 1080. Good. It goes to crop. Tetra feeds 6120. Thank you. It goes to livestock. 6120 goes to livestock. I think we are done with the purchases. Let's now consider the additional information. Number one, I think number one is about closing inventory. There is this contra entry. There is this contra entry about what I was explaining yesterday. Contra entry appears on both sides. What is the contra entry for maize stock? Maize stock. What is the value of contra entry for maize stock? I know it's there. There's a contra entry on maize stock. $1,500. Since it is an output from crop, you put it 1,500 and you put it as an input in livestock, 1,500. It's an output from crop, an input to livestock. There is another contra entry for manure, which will be an output from livestock, an input to crop. How much was the output? How much was the manure? 600. It will be an output from livestock, an input to crop. Then from there, there is this issue of family consumption. They consumed, I think, the first one. There are two of them. One relates to crop, and the other one relates to livestock. The first one, I think, was it maize or something? They delivered family consumption or owner's consumption. Owner's consumption. Maize 1080, that is crop. And then livestock, I think it was milk to relatives or 4320. Thank you. I like the way we are moving. On. We are understanding very well. And then from there, there is this issue. Get back to the trial balance. Get back to the trial balance. Because the other issue is about tax. Tax will not come here, and depreciation will not come here. It will go to the general statement. So the issue of depreciation and taxes will not appear here. Get back to the trial balance. There is somewhere you are going to see expenses. I don't know whether it is crop expenses or something. Add them together. Add them together. I think there are three of them. Crop expenses, add them together. I think if I can remember where, I think there should be three of them. Add them together and get for me the totals. The three items that relates to crop expenses. I have a dim idea of the question. Add them together. There are two. Okay, how much if you add them together? 7,200. So crop expenses, 7,200. Again, is somewhere you have labor. There's somewhere you have labor for, I think, livestock or something. Labor for livestock or something. Check, you'll find somewhere like it's like you'll have 1,000. There's another expense scheme, which I think relates to, I don't know whether it is crop or livestock, just around that area. There's somewhere you'll have something relating to a specific item. Just around that area.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes?
There's napier grass labor and there is dairy cattle expenses, medicine and labor and other expenses.
Napier grass labor, how much?
The napier grass labor is the 1,000.
Napier grass labor is 1,000. What else?
So the cattle labor should change.
Yes. It should not be 1,000. Should be?
It should not be 1,000. I mean,
add them together. Add them together. $12,000. Get for me now the resultant surplus.
excuse me, sir.
Yes.
The napier grass labor, where should we add it? Or
Napier grass labor should be added to the livestock expenses.
then it's supposed to be 13,000.
13,000.
Yes.
Okay. Get for me the resultant surplus by balancing the columns. Make the columns to balance, and then you give me the resultant crop surplus and livestock surplus. Eventually, I know that the two surpluses should sum up to 49,000. So if we go wrong, I'll know. Should be 49K. start with crop. The one you give me, I'll know it is for crop.
Sir, could you give me some few minutes for me to do the workings?
Okay, there's no problem. There's no problem. Crop 22,640, livestock 22,360. Kuna mahali kuna makosa. There is a mistake indeed.
On the purchases, the dairy kettle, you recorded it on the crop side.
What?
Purchases of the dairy kettle.
Sorry, 14 for 40. It's supposed to be on the other column. Yeah. Supposed to be on this column, 14 for 40. But there's still another mistake. Okay, once you make that correction, what is the surplus for crop? It's still 22,640. Once you correct that mistake, the surplus for crop becomes 37,080. 37,080. And the other one? Don't write it fast. Don't write it fast. We'll confirm. And the other one for livestock? $79.20. Once you add them together, add the two figures together. Is something we have omitted. Is there any entry of 4,000 in that question? 4,000, maybe from the trial balance or something. Maybe there is a sale we omitted or something of 4,000. Because I know there must be an issue. I know it should be 49. Is there any item like maybe a finding of 4,000 shillings? Maybe there's a sale we omitted.
The only 4,000 is the fertilizer for Napier grass, but we've accounted for it.
Fertilizer for, we have already accounted for it.
On the purchases, yeah.
We did not have workers' consumption. We did not have workers' consumption.
No.
Are you sure that the surplus for like, okay, for crop, I'm okay with it. For crop, I'm okay with it. Have you confirmed the surplus for livestock? Because I think the one for the surplus for livestock, kindly repeat once more to confirm that it is indeed 79.20. Because I'm doubting the 79.20. Kindly repeat once more the surplus for livestock.
The purchases,
Yes,
on the purchases of the dairy cattle,
yes.
it's not 14 for 40, it's 10 for 40.
It is 10 for 40.
Yes.
Then that is where the mistake is coming from. 10 for 40. So it should be here.
$41,080.
41. The balancing figure.
41,080 for the livestock.
41,080.
41,080.
Balancing figure, sure. It cannot be. Balancing figure 41,080. Haiwezekani. Kwani imebadilika from
Sorry, I added it to the crop. It's supposed to be 11,920.
oh 11,920.
920, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm asking. 11,920. Now it's okay. Now things are okay. Everything is okay. 11,920. Now things are very much okay. That's the end of the revenue account. That's the end of the revenue account. Let's now prepare the general statement of profit or loss. General statement of profit or loss. General statement of profit or loss. David Wekesa. David Wekesa. Statement of profit or loss. For the year ended 30th October 2019. Our figures are in thousands. Surplus from crop and livestock. From crop, it's 37,080. From livestock, 11,920. 9 20. 9 20. 9 20. 9 20. 9 20. 9 20. 9 20. 9 20. 9 20. 9 20. 9 20. 9 20. 9 20. 9 20. 9 20. 9 20. 9 20. 9 20. 9 20. 9 20. 9 20. 9 20. 9 20. 9 20. 9 20. 9 20. 9 20. 9 20. 9 20. 9 20. 9 20. 9 20. 9 20. 9 20. 9 20. 9 20. 9 20. 9 20. 9 20. 9 20. 9 20. 9 20. 9 20. 9 20. 9 20. 9 20. 9 20. 9 20. 9 20. 9 20. 9 20. 9 20. 9 20. 9 20. 9 20. 9 20. 9 20. 9 20. 9 20. 9 20. 9 20. 9 20. 9 20. 9 20. 9 20. 9 20. 9 20. 9 20. 9 20. 9 20. 9 20. 9 20. 9 20. 9 20. 9 20. 9 20 49,000. Now, less expenses. We have depreciation. We have tractors. The rate is 25. Work out the depreciation on tractors and give me the figure. The depreciation on tractors, work it out. You have been given the rate, you have the book value up there, just multiply. Just multiply the rate with the book value provided up there. Tractor 8100. Parts. $360. Any other expense? Like general admin expenses? General admin expenses? General expenses 10,800. Any other? Any other expense that can be seen? If none, we just get the profit before tax. If no other expense can be seen in the trial balance, if you check from the trial balance, if you can't see any other expense, we just conclude that those are the expenses. Not unless you can see any other item, like no other. So what is our profit before tax? Gain 29,740. Kuna expense tumeacha. Hebu angalia expenses vizuri. Just revisit. Because I know it's supposed to be around 24. Kuna expense, hebu angalia vizuri kwa trial balance, kama kuna salaries ama kitu kama hiyo. Okay, niko na dim idea ya solution. Hebu angalia kama kuna expense inaonekana. Oh, I think okay. Najua imeacha. Family consumption. Ilikuwa gapi? Ama owner's consumption, just for owner's consumption. Owner's consumption. In total, it doesn't matter whether it is for crop or livestock. It doesn't matter 50, yeah, that is okay, that is what we expect. Maybe you put in the right names. Now get for me the corrected profit before tax. Just from the figure you obtained, subtract 5,400. So owner's consumption is credited in the revenue account, debited in the profit and loss account. 24,340 Correct. Less tax, income tax expense from the additional information towards the end of the additional information. I remember it was around that 600. So what is our profit after tax? $27.40. Okay, sorry, $23.40. It's okay. I hope you have written it down. Have you written it down so that I wrap it, we go to the SFP?
It's 2740. Sorry.
20?
740.
Why am I thinking that the rata is correct? 2740 or 340?
740. The tax is 3600, not
The tax is 3600.
yes, so the net profit, the profit after tax is supposed to be 2740.
Okay. Have you put it down? So that I can wrap it. I use that space.
Yes.
Okay, let's prepare the recipe. David Wekesa, statement of financial position. As at 31st October 2019. Higher. So non-current assets. We have tractors. After providing for depreciation, subtract depreciation on tractors. Take the book value that had been given, subtract the current year's depreciation. How much are you going to come up with? $24,300, good. Cats, do the same for cats. Do the same for cats. $26.40. Other categories which are indicated in the SFP, sorry, in the trial balance, not the ones indicated in the closing inventory. Those ones are short term. If you check from the trial balance, you'll get other cattle bulls. You'll get other cattle bulls in the trial balance, not in the closing inventory. 6,000 total. Okay, there's land and building, sorry, I had forgotten it. 90,000. Okay, total. $122,940. Current assets. Inventory. We have, I think, growing crops. Fertilizer. Okay, growing crops, how much? $2,700 fertilizer. $10.80. What else? Is it dry maize or something? Maize or whatever. Just kindly type it for me. Cattle, 54,000. Are we done? Other cattle bulls, 5,400. Maybe now we are done. Cattle feed, 1,620. Do we have cash or bank? Cash or bank or something. Either cash in hand or cash at bank. From the trial balance. Cash, 15,300. Do we have receivables? If we have this, I don't think we have receivables, but if we had it, we would have brought it here. But I think we don't have receivables in this case. So we can just get the subtotals. Subtotals for current assets. Jane, kindly work it out for me. total current assets. Eight 100 total assets. Add the non-current to the current assets. 2 or 3. Let's get to the capital. Let's get to the capital. Capital. How much? Yeah. $163.08. Add net profits that we obtained from the statement of profit or loss. How much was that? I think it was 2740. Once you add it, comes to 183. 183 volts. 183, 820. Current liabilities. We have payables. Payables. 15,620. Current tax. I remember it was 3,600. Totals for the two. Totals for the two figures. The subtotals for the two items. That is payables 15,620. Current tax, I can remember, it is coming to 19,220. Totals of the totals. Totals of the totals. Both the capital and the liabilities. $203,014. Good. It's right. 203,014. That's it. It is perfect. 203,014. Any question? Do you have any question as far as the most important thing is to know the format. Once you know the format, you're done. Do you have any question? If no, confirm no. Okay, this is something I want us to look at, which was tested on agriculture on this topic, the immediate sitting, which was August 2023, which I believe that mostly that was general knowledge, not even, in fact, knowledge on agriculture. It's about general information on agriculture. So kindly let's get to 2023 August question. I think 3, you'll see it. It was a short question of 4 marks. 2023 August. They tested some 4 marks on agriculture, which I believe it was more of general knowledge. I can't remember whether it is question 3. Is it question 2 or something? It was like part C of the question. Confirm whether it is question 3 or question 2. After branch, after the question on branch, is a question on branch. Immediately after the question on branch, which I think it was question 2 or something. Immediately after the question, which was testing on branch, head office branch, whatever, something. Immediately after that, question 2C. And because there are some basic issues that we may not even have time to look at, kindly refer back to, okay, it's not on this. I just want to comment about it. It is not on this topic. There is something part B there about inventory. There was a question which was tested about inventory, which actually is taught in section 1. I don't know why the examiner decided to bring it at this point. In that part B is about inventory. Now, Jenny, if I may pose a question to you, how do we value inventory from your basic financial accounting? How should inventory be valued? Or you're not aware how it should be valued? If you don't know,
it depends on the policy that the organization has adopted, either the FIFO or the LIFO or the weighted average.
Okay. That is true. That is true. But that is more of cost accounting. That is the cost accountant who does that. I'm talking of the financial accountant. You see, there's a difference between the cost accountant and the financial accountant. So what the financial accountant does, he values inventory at the lower of cost and net realizable value. Always, you should be knowing that, because you have to, even in advanced financial report, in advanced financial reporting, the accountant, you should note that one somewhere, the accountant values inventory at the lower of cost and net realizable value. So it will depend on which is lower. So the accountant values inventory at the lower of cost and net realizable value. And of course, the net realizable value is the realizable value minus the sales cost, the cost incurred to sell. The net realizable value is the realizable value less any cost incurred to sell. So, for example, in that particular, I don't have the question again, but I think we had 3 commodities. The first one was it A? I was in the marking station, so I remember I have the first commodity, was it commodity A? Okay, A, what is the cost of A? Okay, cost, net realizable value, valuation. Cost, net realizable value, valuation. The cost of A product, commodity or product. A, the cost was 100. Realizable value minus any cost incurred to sell. Okay, ukiminus hiyo realizable value minus hiyo kitu inafuata hapo, hiyo column nyingine ndio upate net realizable value. Nakuja gapi? 95. So how should be the valuation? Very good. Yeah. Leta maneno 95. So valuation, the lower of the two. So A should be valued at 95. B, what is the cost of B? 50. Net realizable value, after you subtract, you take the realizable value minus the cost to sell, 55. So what should be the valuation? 50. C, 75. Net realizable value, 70. So valuation, 70. That is what was required for you to get the 3 marks. Now, watu wengi sana walianguka hiyo swali. So many candidates missed that question. I don't know what is the problem. But the concept is that you should be knowing that inventory should be valued at the lower of cost and net realizable value. Okay, that was not the issue. That was just a statement, by the way. Let's get to that part C. Let's get to that part C. You have been given information about a certain farmer who started what is the first date? The first date is at the beginning. I remember the first at the beginning, the first period is was it 1st July, 1st January 2022. On 1st January 2022, this guy had a herd of cattle, or had a herd of which was valued at how much? How many cows? How many cattle? 100 cattle, and each cattle was valued at what was the price per cattle?
It says had a herd of 100 cattle, of which were 2 years old, At this date, the fair value less point of sale cost of the HUD was 10 million.
The fair value was?
The fair value less point of sale cost of the HUD was 10 million.
10 million. So the value, that means that it was like 10,000. Sorry, 100,000. So that will get 10 million. Then what happened on 1st July 2022? He acquired additional cattle valued at 60,000 each. How many of them? 20. 60,000 times 20. This gives me this gives me this is 60,000 times 12. Could it be 1.2 million? Which were 2 years and a half. 1.2 million. At the end of the year, 31st December 2022, the valuation was all the cows as at 31st December 2022 will be 3 years, because even the ones which were acquired on 1st July 2022, when they were 2.5 years, by 31st December 2022, they will be 3 years, of course. So all the cows were valued at in total, he has 120. He has 120 at a value of, is it 90,000? Yeah, 90,000 each. So this will give us how much? If you multiply 10.8 million. Now let's get to the question. The first question is asking what? You can unmute and tell me. The first question is saying you do what?
Valuation of cattle bought on 1st July 2022.
1st July
2022.
The answer is 1.2 billion. The next question.
Valuation of cattle as at 31st December 2022.
The answer is 10.8 billion. That question.
Total charge to statement of profit and loss for the year ended 31st December.
Somewhere you have been given the levy, CDO, a certain levy, CDO.
Market auctioneer usually charge a sales levy of 2%.
2% of 10.8 million will be that answer. How much? Is it 216,000 or something? I was in the marking station and therefore I have these figures offhand. 216,000, right? That's all about accounting for agriculture. And therefore, in our next class, we should proceed on with the third topic, which is accounting for partnerships. Not unless you have a question, we will end the class at that point. If you have a question, kindly ask as I end the class. If you don't have a class, have a nice weekend.